Hello and welcome to Festool Live. My name is Frank
And I'm José.
and today we will show you how we insulate this house.
Yeah, and for you to know, this is the third episode of a timber special. And so in the first episode, we built these walls, and in the second, the roof part and the ridge and post and stuff like this. So we will link that if you want to have a look at it. And yeah, what we will do today, Frank?
Today we will show you how you can mount all these insulation material here, and of course you will find on the market some insulation for the roof construction, wall construction, floor construction, and a lot of insulation.
There's a lot of different style of insulation. How we cut it?
Like that one. So this is my tool.
Yeah, this you can.
That's right.
I think you will. You will be there forever. You know, we process a lot of insulation material every year, and we should use tools for that.
But I think we have a better solution.
We have definitely.
We have two different types of insulation. One is the flexible, and the other one is more or less the harder insulation material.
Yeah.
And for all these things, we have really good solutions, isn't it?
Yeah. So we will guide you through a lot of different type of insulation material, and I would say let's start
Right.
with soft materials. And you have the knife.
I have now, of
but
course,
we have something better, right?
you can. In the past, you could use that one, but now you use that one.
Yeah.
Jose,
ISC cordless insulation. It's my baby. Give it to me. So we have here really handy machine. You can use it similar to a knife, and how you set this up and how you use it. I will show you.
Show it.
We have prepared some videos for that. So let's have a look here. Now the ISC comes in the sustainer. First we will have to set it up. We have here some different blades, and I will talk about this later as well. Now installation process. First of all, battery out, and we have here similar setup than a jigsaw actually. And now I will set up here the wave pattern cutting set. Take out the blade completely, fix it with your thumb, then you can slide it in, and then you have to make sure that it fits in correctly, and then you can lock it. So tighten the screw, and then this is good to go, almost. So now here is something special about this cutting set. We have here these wave pattern, and we have two blades here. And the special thing is that you can set the distance between the two blades, and you can adapt this according to the insulation material you use. In general, the moving blade should be slightly above the standing blade, and if you have the feeling that the material is not cutted well, you give it some clicks left or right and try a different position, and you will be happy. I can promise you. So battery on, battery is full, and then we can go for it. So here we have a guide rail slide, which can be attached here at the top, because we can use this machine also on a guide rail. And okay, so let's store this and go back here. We have
the first
prepared
application.
prepared the machine for that application, and how you actually cut it I will show you again in the video, and let me show you here. So the thing is that we have these standard measurements between the posts, and the material is already to size to that, and we have to cut only these angles, and here to cut these we have the guide rail and the angle stop. This is an accessory for the ISC, and you can mount it quite easy. I took it out now of the transport position and fix it with 2 screws, 1, 2, and then we have here this angle scale as well, and here you can set any angle between 47 degrees on both sides. In our case, we have the 15 degrees roof pitch, and yeah, that's why we use it here. And I have this stop here for the distance, and I can see here on the metric scale exactly set the distance what I need. I measured it before, and then yeah, the package, you lay it down, align it right to the angle stop, and then you see here how this works. The ISC slides on the slides on the guide rail, double click to turn the machine on, and then it's really sharp, so beware of touching the blade, and you see a perfect cutting quality for this wood fiber material. So let's see if this works. What do you think, Frank?
Fantastic. I always remember on my old version to cut that with my bread knife, more or less. And that bread knife was horrible. So I see that works really smooth, really nice cut, clean cut in a really fast way. And so, oh no, you can use that really simple and easy. I like it.
It's really nice, definitely. So now the first thing is you've seen how this works, and works really good with the guiding rail.
But of course you have here this norm distance, but when you have application, like that one, it's much smaller. So do you have some tricks how you can do that in an easy way?
Yeah, so actually I worked with a knife before as well, so I like this freestyle thing, and you can work like that with the IC as well.
Show us.
And yeah, and for all the smaller parts. Let's have a look here. So we have here the standard size, the standard width of the material, and I use here also the IC, but I have to make some slight changes here, and I don't need the slide now, the guide rail slide, and I will use now a different blade for that setup. So we have 2 different blade lengths, and one is suited for up to 240 millimeters, and the other one, this one, is up to 350 millimeters.
Okay.
And yeah, quick mount, slide it in, lock it, tighten the screws.
This goes really fast, so you can really fast change your knives. And here's the same situation. You can also adjust the right position.
So it's exactly the same as the short one, but now I have the longer blade, and now you will see why I like to use it with the longer blade. I have here, I put a slightly overlap here, about depends on the material. In this case, it's around should be a little bit less than a centimeter, and I use now the wood as a guidance. So if you have like sometimes it's a little bit not regular, and and it's quite fast actually to work like that, to use the proper wood behind as a guide.
But now you cut in the floor.
You are worried about the blade?
Yeah.
Don't worry, Frank. Look at that.
Ah, cool.
So I have here the blade, and I have this little hook here, and this prevents actually that you cut into the floor.
Super.
So no problem. Yeah, so now you can put it in the material, and this is the way how you can also work with the ISC, like freestyle mode. Okay,
That looks really good with that different possibility. So that cut, and of course,
so guided cuts with also with the angle stop,
right?
freestyle cuts, and then this is actually in the combination of that you can fill everything.
Yeah. I see that you have here also small pieces cutted.
Like this one, yes. This is a little bit tricky actually if you have these small pieces. I wanted to use this part, and I don't want to throw it away.
Okay.
And I use a small gap here, and I can show you how I did this because it's a little bit tricky. We have here the gap, and I use here also the same setup actually, and
Okay, you use the USB board that you have the same level.
yeah, so exactly. So the thing is that if you have smaller pieces which you want to use, it's better if you have like the same level, and then you can cut also or reuse like smaller pieces. Yeah, of course, like freestyle modus is also possible, and yeah, this is actually the way how you also can create these smaller
Super.
pieces.
That looks really good. Okay, so now we have all these material finished now. But now let us look for another material. And I see, of course, here that one.
So we have now the flexible.
Yeah.
And I would say we have other, because this is a wood fiber, and but there are other more common insulation materials like flexible, and probably you know them as well. Here on top, I think you see that.
The glass wool.
The glass wool, exactly. We have glass wool, rock wool, also flexible fiber, and we also can cut this material, this kind of material with this. And before we go to the harder materials, let us have a look at this.
Roof construction.
Soft materials.
Okay.
So also we have here prepared this small video, and just to show you how you can work with soft materials. So we have the gap between the rafter. I set up the length here, and then I can use the angle stop together with the guide rail and process the whole package actually one cut after another. So I know that all my distances are, in this case, are the same, and make sure that it's aligned right here on the base. And now you see it's really fast actually, and you can cut. It's similar like cutting through butter with a hot knife. So whole package, the whole roll is
and also really
processed.
really precise, really clean. And the next thing is, of course, we have also make here an angle, because I see here this 15 degrees.
Again,
the next
this degree is following us, right?
Always. But we have the solution also with the ESC, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is a little trick how you can use the ISC as well, and it's also a kind of a freestyle modus. And
let me show.
I show you. So we have here the angle. In this case, I take it with the I set the angle here, and I mark the angle here with the ISC by a little cut. And now the trick is that I use the guide rail, and this gives me a straight line, and now I can use this as a guidance, and with a little bit of practice you really get a perfect fast and absolutely clean cut, and then you have the bevel. In our case, we need also for the seat cut just a little adjustment, and you see you can do a freestyle cut.
I'm always surprised when I see that movies and pictures, and you can't believe it. You cut these material really soft, and I remember always under my knife, you know, and I think you also. And with that, it's
almost like a laser sword.
Absolutely, really nice and really fine. We have now also other materials. These materials, which calls
This is XPS, the like extruded polystyrene.
polystyrene material.
So there's XPS, EPS, like
Really hard, and that is what I mean. So we have soft and we have hard material, insulation material, but this material is mostly on the floor,
yeah,
on the bottom from concrete and something
exactly
else.
where you have some moisture
Yeah,
area
right,
or
right.
contact with earth. You have this. Like the masons are more. They process this more than the carpenters, but sometimes we have to.
And
do
I
it.
saw in this video seconds that we
Yeah.
can also cut it with the ESC IC, isn't it?
Right. So this is the great tool, the IEC. Let's have a look here.
Yeah.
You can use it very in a diverse way to cut these hard materials. I have to change the blade actually, and we have two different blade types here. And here you see here this cross set tooth set up. It's similar than a jigsaw. And this is the blade type you have to use for hard insulation materials. So slide it in the same way like you've seen before, tighten it up, and now I have like the setup which I can use for hard materials. Now let's have a quick look here on the differences. So I have here, if you see here, I have here the possibility to attach the sliding, the guide rail slide, and on this one, this is not possible. And you will see now why it makes no sense to use it, because we have this adapter table, and this is guided by the guide rail. We have here a gap of 5 centimeters, and this is attached now to the ISC, and then I can make a guided cut with it. Also, you can do it free-handed. It works quite good actually. And here there's a little hook on both sides. You click it in, and then we tighten here the screw, and then this is we have like a table. So this is battery powered. We have here Bluetooth battery, and the benefit is here that I can automatically connect it to a dust extractor, and I have here a really nice setup with a power station, a pre-separator, and a dust extractor, and I have here the possibility to connect the hose to the IC here with a bayonet locking mechanism. Turn it, and then this is really stable. And now the only thing what is missing is pairing the battery. So the Bluetooth battery is paired by pressing the button or here or on the remote control, and then press the machine, then it's good to go. Next thing is here another setup. What I want to show you, I have here a guide rail, and I have here the FS Rapid system. So this is a pistol clamping mechanism, and if I have several cuts to do, I can use this setup and easily align the guide rail. So, and here you see how this works. We have here, I think it's around 14 centimeter cut. And if you have a lot of insulation material to cut, you see the benefit here as well of this pre-separator. Yeah, so this is the way how you cut also this the harder material with a guide rail.
Super results. So we can also cut with our ISC that material. I know from you that you work sometimes also with racks, with cutting racks.
Yeah,
We find some cutting racks on the market,
it's very
and
comfortable actually.
and you use one of them, and the combination, this cutting rack and the ISC works also pretty good. And I think you have also a sample for that.
Yeah, so I will show you how to work with a cutting rack, and it's a very ergonomic thing to work. And so in this case we have also different kind of material, the polyurethane material, which is quite common as well, and EPS styropor, I don't know,
Styropor.
yeah, EPS. And for that, to use that with the cutting rack, I have to remove the table. Here, open the screw on the other side, and then press here a little bit and click it a little bit and tilt it on up to the front, and then you can take it out. So I don't need that. Store it in the sustainer. Everything is nicely inside, and then you see how easy it is to change the blade. Actually, also here I have this a longer blade, which I can use with the ISC, and you need this kind of longer blade, a 350 millimeter blade, because this has this little hole here, and because of this hole, we have the possibility to attach it to the cutting rack. You see here this little bolt, and this like clicks in, and now we have connected the saw to it. The good thing is with the cutting racks you have the possibility to remove both arms and also make a bevel, and you see here it's almost cut by itself with this polyurethane material, and yeah, so just very comfortable to work with it. So this is another possibility to work with the ISC, and
A really good tool for that material.
quite, I think, better than the knife, right?
Absolutely. So in future I will work with that one.
Yeah. So if you have insulation materials with that one, you're pretty good prepared for almost everything.
Okay, so now we talk about flexible, we talk about the styropor material, but here we have another material, and this is a hard wooden
Yeah.
insulation material.
Hard wood fiber, and this is not possible to work to cut with the ISC. We have to use a different kind of machines. So here circular saws or chainsaws, or here the Universe, which is a chainsaw on a table, you can say.
I remember when we in the first episode or the second episode from that carbon
The
tree
second, yeah.
episode, we used that also for these timber and the roof construction.
Exactly. So
You have the special name,
ridge purlin.
Rich Perlin. Thank you very much
So
for that. And so you can use it also for that material here.
200 millimeters
Mm-hmm.
cutting capacity. So this is
Show me.
quite impressive. So let's have a look. Also here we have a small video prepared, and first of all, before you use, you should check the chain if it's correctly with the right tension. If not, open here a little bit, just a little bit, and on the other side here there is this little wheel, and on this one you can set the tension actually without any extra tools or something. So just adjust it when it's right. Tighten the screw. Check the oil as well. Here we have an oil selector, and I put it here on this material on level 1. This is enough. Full speed, and then actually I'm good to go. So I have here the same setup as what I've used before with the power station, and maybe you wonder what I'm doing here now with this yellow little thing. Frank, can you
Yes.
help me with that?
That is for the safety situation. So when you use a second tool with this power station, please use these PRCD, this yellow safety switcher, and then you are and the machine are safe. But all this information you will find in the description under here.
The video
the
description.
video description, and then I think it's everything clear for you.
Okay, so extra safety for the user. Then I plug in here and I use a dust extractor hose, a big one. So I have here 36mm hose, and because I have quite a lot of material, a lot of dust, wood fibers, and if you use a thinner hose, this will stuck, and so use a bigger one. And actually this is 5 meter. This gives me plenty of room and I can work comfortable. And here I have the setup guide rail with the angle stop 90 degrees, and on the lower part I have again here a FS Rapid system. And if you have a lot of these board materials and you know you will have to cut repetitively, set it up once and then you can easily like align it and cut. Another possibility is here to use the like a angle unit, and here you can this can be attached as well on the guide rail, of course, and yeah, you set the angle you need, and because it's not always 90 degrees for sure, of course. Another possibility is now with this angle stop,
Angle stop.
and also slide it in quite easy. This is actually very useful item as well. I think you like this as well in joinery, Frank, right? This
Absolutely.
item.
a lot of angle possibilities.
So these are some possibilities to work with it. Let's have a look how the machine makes its way through the material. I have some little wood chips here, but no fine dust. That's quite good. And you see it's really no problem for the machine, the cut. And here you see the reason why I like to use the pre-separator, because these cuts generate quite a lot of chips, wood chips, insulation material.
A lot of possibilities, and you see here a lot of accessories what you can use for different application, what Jose show us, and also these pre-separator. I think it's really helpful. Okay, so now we cut 90 degrees, but I remember these
The angle.
angle
It's
15
following us.
degrees following us. So we have also solution, because for your understanding, we work now with 200mm. This was the SSU,
Yeah.
and when we go to an angle, we need a longer saw blade.
Yeah, or sometimes the material is thicker, and then if you angle it, cut it, it lowers your capacity. And here we have also a solution, the IS330. If it's actually similar machine than the other one. The only difference is here the blade, the chain length. And thank you, Frank.
Welcome.
How this works here I will show you on the next movie. And we have here tube machines, and you see it on the cutting capacity is not enough with the SSU. I have here a big package, and just for showing actually. So a different blade setup, and now we have the angle and how we cut this. Open here the screws on the front and on the back. Set here the angle of 15 degrees.
So the maximum is 60 degrees, isn't it?
Yeah, 60 degrees, quite a lot. But in carpentry, we have often, when on the roof, we have often these angles. Also set the right oil, set up, and now we are good to go. Now, this is really a big package.
Wow. Yeah.
And
I think that the chainsaw, that is really helpful, because you have you do great or produce a lot of chips, and for that you need also the pre-separator, and it goes not so fast. So this is a really thick thing. But I think important is that you have a straight surface later, isn't it?
yeah, so this is actually the most important thing, that it's straight, and I think this is quite impressive.
Wow.
How big is the package here is. And so this is the way how we generate this angle cut. All right. So
Super.
actually, I want to show you this guide rail, because this one is the one I've used to cut these boards, because they are a little bit longer, so around 2 meters. And there are some holes in it, and yeah, it doesn't really matter if you have a screw hole on it. And to be honest, I've screwed it on the material, and
It's
sometimes
easy way.
sometimes it's good to have this possibility.
That means everything is cutted, and then we have to mount it on the frame construction. And I see here these small
Yeah.
screws.
So in our case, we have a timber frame construction, so this is screwed on. It's quite simple. I will show you. This is just these special heads here, and you use a screwdriver, here the TPC, and then it's not really a rocket science. Just screw it in, and here you see the result.
Super duper. Okay,
So the SIG material is done.
super cool. Then I see here on the roof construction you have also these other materials, not only soft material, also hard material, but here we have now, I don't know, 80 millimeter.
Yeah, exactly. So actually often we deal with material packages which are not so big,
Mm-hmm.
and this is quite common, between 40 and 80 millimeters, and here we don't need these big chainsaws. We can use another smaller machine.
I know what the carpenters like. They like
You know
the
what we
best
like?
friends from the carpenters, the HK85.
Yes,
That one.
exactly.
And of course 85, I think it's enough in combination with the guide rail system to cut these material.
Yeah.
And how you do that with the guide rail?
Want to see it?
Let me see.
All right, so have a look. We have here also these kind of board materials. Have a marking, and often you deal with 90 degrees cuts, and therefore I have the same setup what you've seen before as well. It's quite easy to set up, and then you're really fast. What you need to do is set the right depths on the back. On here I use the position because with FS, which means I use a guide rail, and then I use this indicator. If not, I should use the other one. And then align the thing, mount the dust extractor to the machine. Also here it's highly recommended to use a big hose, a 36 millimeter hose, and then I make the first cut with it. And yeah, it's good to have make a test cut actually sometimes, because here it's a little bit missing a little bit, but it's no problem, just 1 millimeter more, and then right depth setting. So this is HK85, carpenter's best friend.
I think really good results, Jose. And I think now we have shown more or less all things.
Yeah, actually
Or
there's
we missed something.
one, again, our bevel cut,
Okay.
our 15 degrees cut.
And
So here I want to show you another way how to work with it. So stay tuned. We have here, I have to set up the angle, of course, open the screws, untighten the screw, and then set it and tighten the screw again. And the next thing is to adjust depth a little bit, because I now will work with a parallel guide. In this case I have 80 millimeters and I need some extra depth, and I like to work with a parallel guide as well. Set it, and then you have here really a good result. And the good thing is here as well, the dust extraction is quite good as well, and with the whole setup with the dust extractor, pre-separator, this works perfect.
so Jose, you see, I have everything prepared for you to work.
Wow.
That you on your next job site you have everything.
for you to work, because now you know how to work with it.
Okay, you showed me, and then
And we have to finish the thing, and yeah. So this is what we've used today.
yes, we have of course also these guide rail systems, of course, and so
I will.
all these things, ISC, HK85, SSU, guide rail system, and also the whole unit with this power station, you can use that for insulation material. We will show you in the next episode how you bring here up maybe a facade, a new facade. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much, Jose, for your nice presentation.
Yeah, and thank you for your assistance, and stay tuned for the coming episodes. We will deal with like facades, and also for the roof, how you finish the building.
Right. All these
You will help me?
Yeah, of course. All these video description you will find below.
Yeah. So
Bye-bye.
thanks for watching. Bye.